Lost in this hazy room, the darkness surrounds. Pulsating beats electrify the ground. I feel the energy, it's flowing through my veins.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Saturday morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tail. you know, uh, honestly, I'm not getting much sleep lately at all. Like maybe 3 or 4 hours a night. I'm not sure what that is. Too many energy drinks or just a lot of energy from outside, like outside influences coming into my energy and that heavy need to process it. The thing with sobriety is that, especially as a highly intuitive person, we tend to really overly feel the people that we are connected strongest to, and even at a distance, that psychic connection is then you're left kind of processing their shit and your shit and like trying to figure that out. So yeah, I don't know. Divine feminine energy though, right? Remember, remain strong in your own gravitational field, okay? At our core, it's definitely a necessity to like first focus on self, right? And the rest will follow naturally, right? Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little podcasty later on the divine masculine and divine feminine energy, just so that the collective you guys are aware of that energy when it does happen. And yeah, because it's startling and it's intrusive. I have to put it lightly. I mean, that's such a strong word, but it's such the truth. So anyway, hi y'all. It's April here, coming at ya with the Phoenix Collective, my collective soul of beautiful people that are here bravely battling the vulnerabilities associated with being authentic in our essence and state of being on a constant, on a daily, 24 7 legit, right, in line with integrity. So anyway, it's quiet. I like Saturday mornings. I'm up on a patio on North Uni, just kind of watching the traffic roll by, and yeah, and feeling the breeze in the shade, because it's warm. It's definitely warm. I got the boob sweat going on for sure, but this breeze is making it nice. And yeah, so anyway, it's Saturday morning. It's the 6th, and it's a 7 energy for me today. So I like that. I'm on that spiritual journey this year with my Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, and that it's a huge presence, and it brings boundless opportunities, and that Jupiter's in my 12th house, so that's the house of spirituality. That's my the life path. That's what my soul urge is, right? I think if you do my numerology, I can't remember, but that's really where I resonate, and that's what my purpose is. So anyway, I am gonna share some tarot with you all because I feel like it, and this tarot is how I process. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about tarot and its importance to me first. Okay, I got sober a while back, and when that happened to me, definitely felt it was really a struggle for me personally because of my intuitive gifts, okay, and my direct channel and empathetic nature. All of a sudden, you take away the chemicals from my system, and that what was closing me off from source, my crown chakra, and I fucking was inundated with other people and their emotions, and I couldn't separate that from myself. Okay, I couldn't determine what was coming in from my emotional self, right? That fear-based energy. What was my logical self? What was spirit coming in towards to me, guiding my own intuition with my own higher power, or what spirit was channeling in from those around me? And I'm telling you, I was intensely feeling every single, and I still do, okay, and it's still pretty intense. But through the tarot cards, I ended up in Prairie, which is a institution here, because I tried to kill myself. Okay, point blank. You know what I mean? I wasn't coping, and I just gave up. Okay, my family refused to be of any assistance at all. Like, I mean, pretty much said that my phone calls were spam. And as I'm went through a complete loss. My boyfriend stole my car. Went to jail. Lost my apartment, and was on $100 bail. Wouldn't let me out, and then gave my kid over to his father, who was deemed by the courts as unfit, and with a restraining order due to the violent attacks that he put on us, right? Okay, and yet nobody would answer my calls. Okay, and it was, and when I did call them, no one would even I even sent did a welfare check on my child to my sister's house, to which nothing was ever replied or followed up. Okay, and I tell day and day and day and day and day. So anyway, it got to the point where I just felt hopeless. Like, I went through that. So that's the dark night of the soul. Okay, and then you head into that hermit mode where you're grasping for meaning, and you disconnect, right, from source. And I couldn't cope. I didn't see any meaning in any of it. Okay, and it just, yeah. So while I was at Prairie, I walked and walked and walked and walked in a circle. Okay, I found solace in the rec teacher. Okay, I loved her. I loved recreation time, and I liked the board games because it, or the little trivia games that that interactive competition, and art. These little journal books that I made in there. That was that's where my daily meditation routine, and definitely my daily journaling came in. Okay, because it takes 21 days of consistent behavior to integrate a coping mechanism into your life with integrity and fidelity. Okay, that's that F word. Fidelity is an F word. Okay, it's something that we all are scared of, but you have to do it each day in routine and with fidelity. Otherwise, it can't become a coping mechanism. Your brain instantly wants to feel better, and so it wants to reach to what it always has, right? It's our ego. Our ego wants to feel better, wants to mask that, and instead of stepping into that fear, which is a really scary place because you feel like you're gonna lose control, right? And the ego doesn't want that. The ego is like, give me the drugs, because that's gonna make me feel better, right? And that's gonna mask it, and it's gonna be immediate, and your body's impulse is to do so. Okay, so with fidelity, I adopted these new routines, but what really saved my ass was when my ex-boyfriend, or he's my friend Justin, he brought me a deck of tarot in there. Okay, nobody else, not a single other. I didn't even have clothes, you guys. I had no clothes, I had no hygiene, I had no toothbrush, I had nothing, and he was the only one that ponied up and came and brought me the things that I needed. And and I will be forever grateful. Okay, made phone calls for me and made sure that I had, my own family didn't care. But anyway, needless to say, tarot. When he brought me that deck of tarot, I learned at that point how to channel what was coming in, because no longer was I feeling that need, right? A constant need to save everybody, to delve into their problems and solve all of their issues because I was feeling it so strongly, right? I was able to lay out the cards and in a healthy way channel spirit and determine what is their shit, give it to them in a nice package and push it away. Okay, which is beautiful. And then I could then learn to channel and speak to my higher self through the cards as well. So, well, other people were going to these groups and stuff, process group they called it, after like lunch and dinner. I'd be like, I am processing, and I'd do my little walk, and I write tarot for the nurses and the doctors and the rest of the staff and the rest of the residents. And let me tell you, I think some of the most beautiful, pure star seeds, Lumerians, like the most spiritual beings are up in that place because they are so sensitive to this world that they don't know how to handle it. Misunderstood energy. Okay? When we are not in alignment with our intuition, it's going to manifest out in different ways that look like maybe like a mental illness or other problems. Okay? But it's just needing to get in line with our intuition and not block it out. Okay? So don't listen to your mom when she says that that's witchcraft, and don't tell people that you do that. That's embarrassing. Be you. All right, I'm gonna get into the tarot in a minute, but I gotta go because my boyfriend's calling, and I said I would help him, so I'll probably end up doing this tarot card reading later. Bye. I don't know why, but like right before I pulled these cards, I'm channeling some Kevin Gates, right? The legendary Kevin Gates with all of his fucking quotes. You know what I mean? And Spirit's putting like songs in my head. So I'm sitting here pulling cards, and I'm like, thinking, when you're a real nigger, you ain't never gonna get the respect you deserve. You know what I mean? But for all y'all, I rock a lot of pretty feathers, right? You know what song I'm talking about, right? Do you know what? Cartel Swag, that's what it is, okay? Tatted real bad with the cartel swag. I'm not worried about your man. Tell your dude back. You know what I mean? Shorty bad, fat ass. Can I take you shopping? Fuck yeah. That song, What that means, I don't know. Let's get into the reading and find out. So, well, what do we got going on here, collective? What do we got going on? Let's see here. Okay, so the past energy that I'm pulling up is definitely pulling through in not so much past energy. It's just showing that foundation of where we're coming from, okay? And it's not so distant past. I mean, this is really current energy that's real present in the present cards. Does that make sense? It's established, okay? And so I pulled first was the Magician. I like this card, okay? The Magician energy, okay? It's a card of potential, okay? Powerful manifestation shit here, okay? It definitely like embodies intellect and creativity, representing the ability to turn ideas into actions, right? It's that forward movement, kind of carriage energy, right? Or chariot energy, carriage, chariot, whatever, car, boat, whatever, anything that moves forward, right? And so it's a focused energy, okay? The Magician is able to really conjure up whatever it is that it wants, and it knows that, okay? It's a mastery, a self-mastery of those abilities, okay? So it also tells us that we have everything within us that we need to succeed. All right? We don't have to go outside of ourselves for answers. Quiet contemplation, meditation is going to give us a direct connection to source. And we can use that energy to move forward. We don't have to talk about it to others. We own that already, right? We possess that knowledge. Okay? And we We have those skills, and it's all within us, and we need to just connect with that and not doubt that. Okay, so I'm thinking about that in the past, and so right, okay, so clarifying cards. I'm always pulling a clarifying card on this energy, because it helps me delve in deeper and understand it. All right, I got the Lovers. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, right? That lover energy is interest. It's matters of the heart. It's love, relationships, and could also signify difficult choices, right? When it comes to those matters, any decision is going to be, not easy. Okay, it should all be taken into consideration, because you're not just thinking of yourself. You have others to think of too. It's also a time for us to examine our innermost feelings on love. Like, what does that look like for us? How has our past influenced what we have going on in the future, and those shadow aspects? Okay, those fears, and how we have been scarred, and have we pushed that down into our subconscious? Are those reflecting out onto those around us? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm seeking balance and harmony in that. All right. So now, what does that ability to manifest and take creativity and intentions and birth them into existence and actions have to do with matters of love? Okay, it could be really just plain and simple be the coming together of passion and creativity into existence, right? Because love is passion, right? And all those good things. But it's also what I pick up mostly from this is that when a connection is honest and pure and coming at one another in a real place of integrity and care for one another, that's mirrored, right, with both parties coming at each other with the same energies, there's a real power there to transform. And that's the manifestation, right? That's magic. And it's a reminder that also that the choices that we make have consequences, especially when others are involved. Okay, and so that sometimes thoughts are powerful. I keep having the same communication with people, but like, thoughts are super powerful. Whatever we think of, whatever that's what we're creating around us. Okay, the law of correspondence. Say this again and again and again and again. Okay, the law of correspondence state that our inside. Sorry, I accidentally stopped that video somehow. I got overzealous with my fucking statement. But law of correspondence it states that as within, so without, and as above, so below. It's that duality, right? That our insides match our outside. Okay, our outsides match our insides. So if we're thinking real ugly thoughts, we're going to project those onto others, right? I was just telling somebody that when you are in a real bad mental place of self-doubt and insecurities, and when you are allowing your actions to project out onto another person, then you have no right to be in a relationship. Because especially if you're putting all that on somebody else, that's not okay. That's abuse. It's plain and simple abuse. Okay, because that, especially if their attitudes and actions are in line with who they've always been, right? We can't do that. Examine that shit. All right, but I am feeling that all of this is, especially because the bottom of the deck, the tattletale card is death. Okay, so as a personality trait, okay, a characteristic of the death card is a person that has ability to take loss and change with ease. Okay? They can navigate and move forward and reason through all that shit in a very healthy way. Okay? Because they understand that the only thing constant in life is change, and that remaining rigid in that is not beneficial. Flexibility is needed in life, and that emotional independence. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so emotional independence is when you do not take on the emotions of other people. Okay, so then there's that flip side to that person that's hurting, right? That flip side is that other person, and where are they at? Are they strong enough to handle that? Can they push through without taking on that energy and owning it or trying to fix it? That shit ain't healthy. Okay, so somebody with the death card in that light energy is able to process through all that. Okay, but now this is the bottom of the deck energy, shadow side. It's the subconscious card, and it shows what's hidden. Okay, so on that flip side, I'm picking up somebody that has really been scarred by a past relationship that had that same energy, right? This is the Lover's card, right? The two people coming at each other with pure intentions. Okay, so that's that divine energy couple, right? Because it has to be a divine energy, right? Because when you have the Lover, that's the Emperor and the Empress, right? These are people that have their shit together and are moving forward in a divine energy, a very clear Ace of Swords energy with clarity. Okay, and that there was a derailment there. Okay. Excuse me. And that the loss of that relationship scarred and was settled into the subconscious, and now that those feelings are coming up again, and that need to cause an ending, or to that fear of loss of it is really manifesting out with some negative coping mechanisms. Okay, we just talked about that. Right? Not grasping for the journaling book, and not grasping for meditational practices or tarot or whatever you use on a daily to get through in a sober way. Okay? Or a way that's not like harmful to self and the people around you. Okay? So I don't know, I still see hope in all that, right? I mean, there's a good foundation. And then as long as we can pull that shadow aspect up, bring it to the light, recognize it, and use our magician energy to transmute that and honor it for what it is, and push through that vulnerability. Because remember what I'm saying about anytime fear and anxiety is involved, that's our ego. And addictions, it's trying to cope. So, but you gotta release that and step into it. It's okay if you lose control. You're not gonna die. But there's no other choice. There's no other choice than to move into it, to deal with it, okay? And if you are afraid, there's so many people out there that and there's so many resources to help you through that in a healthy way. And it doesn't have to be your partner. It doesn't, but and like I said, it shouldn't be your partner, okay? Couples therapy is a fucking piece of shit, stupid shit. Okay, because basically that's going into a place, and okay, like that was a heavy like opinion. Okay, please, I got to disclaimer that, because you know what, if it's worked for people, like, who am I? Okay, that was judgy. Sorry. Okay, but I'm not sorry, but because I'm not. That's my opinion, so I guess I should disclaimer that. I feel like for me, that's going into a room and then trying to make somebody play a referee. Okay, we cannot do the healing journey in tandem with somebody else. We have to first heal ourselves, right? And then move into it with as a healed person with somebody. Otherwise, that vibrational frequency is not going to be a match. Plain and simple. So, the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy is that, that female Plain and simple, there's no other way. That feminine energy has to be grounded. Okay, and I don't care. I'm gonna be really firm in this and say it like it is, because this is that's that relationship. Okay, the divine feminine, sacred feminine energy has to be through the spiritual awakening process. Plain and simple. She has to be grounded in her gravitational field, and her vibration has to be resonating high, or her masculine is not going to be healed. Okay? Because a masculine gravitates towards that energy, will get freaked out, and probably use drugs. I don't know. In all of this, because it's scary, right? Like, what the fuck is that? Especially if a shadow aspect of themselves is that death energy, that fear of loss, and not being able to want to go through that again. You're just protecting themselves, okay? But if that female doesn't remain grounded and continue on her spiritual journey on her own, okay? She has to, all right? Because she can't accept a masculine in that energy that is not healthy, all right? But his need for that, and I'm telling you, if it is a true divine and masculine energy, that divine masculine energy is stable. He is grounded. He looks at things fairly. He is not overly in that masculine testosterone kind of energy of like authoritative and like demanding. He is very fair in his requirements of his feminine energy, his divine feminine, and she's respectful of that. She you know what I mean? There's full trust there, okay? And a divine masculine needs his feminine to have that. She has to have full trust in him, or he can't move forward. And she has to be able to be vulnerable with that, because without that trust, he can't lead her. And he has to lead. That's where it is, that divine feminine energy attracts, and the masculine has to seek that out when he's ready. If the feminine energy pushes, you're gonna get pushback if he's not healed already, because he's got it. Once he's accepting of that's what he wants, he will be motivated to change. Point blank. He will be motivated to get his shit in check. You know what I mean? But without, and once he knows that that's what's up, like, there will be a real void within him that can never be filled by anything other than that divine feminine energy. It's sad. So those that, if a masculine chooses not to, they usually do, okay? They'll usually go on that self-healing journey, because the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy, not male, female, okay? They are counterparts, right? They both feel that same void for each other, okay? She is not a mother. She is not. She provides that compassion and that healing and that spiritual energy that fills him, and he's able to lift her, and she holds that up. Okay? She doesn't criticize. She doesn't judge. She's fully supporting and trusting in his decisions and what he's doing, and follows in line. We've gotten away from that this is traditional Hierophant, high priestess energy here. Okay, this is the cream of the crop. This is the Hamdulillah, right, or whatever the fuck. Same song, Cartel. Same song, Cartel swag. I should be smoking my pastel Cartel. I don't know. Anyway, I'm finding humor in some stupid shit right now. So anyway, let's move on to what's going on right now currently, okay? So we know that foundation that we're moving from and into, and we've got, these are sweet ass cards. We're sitting in some good energy, people. Really are, okay? And well, there may be some shit going on, presently there's magic happening with that magician energy, okay? The Star card, which is like the fucking happiest card in the deck. It is like, what great energy, right? I forgot, I can't really show those pictures, okay? Okay, so like hope, clarity, let's see, inner peace, a guiding spiritual light. That's what this is, okay? I gotta cover up her parts, but otherwise I have to, like, whatever, do an 18 plus thingy. But anyway, this is that guiding light to that spiritual awakening. We're in it. Okay, so I really feel like the divine masculines, that the divine feminines, that sacred energy is holding strong. It's where it needs to be, right? And that divine masculine is stepping into that energy without fear. Maybe I'm sure there's still fear, okay, and there's probably some stuff going on, but you know what? That's like I talked about with that whole dark night of the soul. We have to have complete destruction and loss and like a period of uncertainty to push us into that hermit mode that finds purpose from all of this, right? And so then that healing journey, that spiritual awakening can occur, and we got that in the Star card. All right, so that's where we're at. So we're there. All right, and then, like, man, what a great card. Here's another one. I'm like, can you clarify that, please, Spirit? And they gave me that. So I said, bam, yeah, we can. Look at that guy. He is fat ass happy, and he's got a woman on his back, right? She's feeding him and loving him, and just like, what? Like, these two are like wish fulfillment. Okay, this is the wish fulfillment card. That means anything we're putting our energy into right now, we've got the magician, like, cold and strong, coming in from our past. That energy of being able to create anything we put our mind to right now is bam, bam, lamb happening. Okay, so that's good, right? I mean, it's the attainment of personal goals and the contentment and satisfaction, right? It's where we want to be. We want to be in that energy, right? We want to have all our pentacles and definitely 9 cups, 10 if we could, right? Right? And that 10 cup energy that's the emotions, okay? So I'm seeing, I cannot believe how many major arcanas I got. All right, we got the magician, we've got the lovers, and we've got the star energy, we've got the death energy. So these are the major arcana cards. There's 22 of them in the deck. They signify major life events. Okay, so we've got a lot of major life events going on here. Bam. Okay, but with that magician energy, it's like really strong because we're going to be able to attain all of that. Okay, and then to have all of our cups as well in this reading, that's good. All right, so I'm like not seeing anything real negative here. All right, I'm just seeing a lot of fear-based shit and like death energy, right? But that's that Phoenix energy, right? And that's the death pushes us into that resurrection, right? Okay, Jesus on the Mount kind of thing. This is a test, all right? And we're passing, okay? We're passing. So with step back and strife comes that rebirth energy, right? And the beauty of it is that we're starting from the ground up, a clean slate. I like that energy, okay? All right, so the future, like, once again, I'm like, looks fucking confusing. But once again, I mean, I see 2 cards that have complete conflicting energies. But once again, I see the potential and the foundation. All right, and so I want to share these cards with you. I mean, okay, so we got the 3 of Rods, which is awesome because this signifies help us on the way. We're not going through this alone. All right, and in anything with that 3 of Rods energy, it's really anything. Once again, anything we put our energy into right now is going to manifest. That's what that is. That's that. The wands represent our passion and our drives, our creative endeavors, anything that's on purpose, work, like anything that fuels your fire, right? Whatever that is. Okay, all of that. And so what the really fucking cool thing about this card is that it signifies that those creative endeavors are in line authentically with who we are and what we resonate with. So not only are we like planting in seeds that are gonna like bloom into like fucking 4-H projects that win blue ribbons at the fair energy, right? That they're also in line with who we are. And when there's the magician energy again coming in, okay? So we have that magician, the ability to manifest, okay? So I always kind of like laugh and chuckle a little bit because The Secret and all these popular books came out and was like telling everybody like, take a board and put pictures of it of all the things you want, and if you want it and if you say it and you believe it, you tell yourself it's true, then it is. Bullshit. Okay, so the law of intention states that you have to put in action, actionable steps, right? Like actionable, that's the word. I'm like a blah, blah, blah. Which mouth here? So you're not gonna get anything by putting pictures up, okay? That's a nice reminder to have on the fridge each day of the actions and the effort that you have to put into it. And then it has to be in line with who you are and your purpose and what your true core integrity and values are. Okay? Because if it's not in line with your vibrational frequency, right, we don't have a non-attachment to it. Okay, remember I talked about that law of non-attachment, okay, which pure and simple is that when we create an attachment to something, we are making it better than ourselves, okay? So we're pushing it on a pedestal, and when it's on a pedestal, we're creating resistance. It's not it's not going to be within our field because it's not in line with us, right? It can't be up high. It's got to be with you and in your heart and centered. So these creative endeavors are on our purpose, right? Life with purpose. And that's really like each day, our life should be with purpose, okay? So awesome. But then, what card did I get? Okay, so what was the next one? Okay, oh yeah. Tension and conflict, indicating challenges that test your resolve. Test my resolve? Oh, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, here I am trying to manifest something that's in line with myself. Why? Okay, this just kind of shows a competitive energy, right? Okay, a struggle for dominance. Okay. With that death energy, okay, that struggle for dominance is to honestly put things in line with okay. Don't lose sight of the bigger picture, okay? That's what I'm gonna say. That struggle for dominance is a control thing that men might use, okay, because they're feeling a little out of control. All right? Girls have it too, females have it too. Like that dominance it's a real control freaky kind of thing. That's where addiction, perfectionism and all that stuff comes from, right? Because we're feeling a little out of control, that we need to get that in check, right? And so I'm feeling, especially for men, if they're taking that relationship and all of a sudden, I feel all this way and I can't handle it. So I am going to assert my dominance and put you in check and, focus on all the things you need to do to, and not focus on myself. And then that's going to make it better, right? And if I can create all these problems in you, then it's not going to be so bad when this doesn't work out, because I have issues with loss and I can't go through that again. That's going to wound me. So I got to find flaws. Okay? It's okay. Okay, once again, shadow aspects, bring them up to the surface, evaluate that shit, honor it, love it for what it is, hold that part of you, okay? You never gave that part of you proper love and the attention to that it needed, okay? Hug your inner child and say, I'm so sorry for that loss that you went through. That heartbreak is hard, but you know what? You're gonna be okay. And even though you fucked up, or that got fucked up, or they did that to you and that you lost that is not an indicator of who you are. You are worthy of love, and that's what you need to go find and focus on, right? Heal yourself, all right? That's some real shit, okay? I can laugh and make light of things, but honestly, we're all wounded. All of our reactions, especially that shadow side, that dark side, that energy that we mask, right, and put on a persona, that persona of, I'm going to use humor and I'm going to get through this, or I'm going to be like real dominant right now and act like this. Those are all masks of our pain. And I'm telling you, it takes a real fucking man to take that mask off. That's some sexy shit. That's some real sexy shit, okay? A man should be vulnerable to his feminine. That masculine energy should be able to do that with her, okay? But that feminine needs to also fucking respect that vulnerability, okay? And when that doesn't happen in a relationship, it wounds. And then that man brings that into all of his other relationships and then projects that on to them. And that's not fair, especially if they're not deserving of that. But that just shows a real like clear support of what I said, okay? That in order for a relationship to be healthy, it has to have that foundation of a feminine that is firmly in her spiritual awakening and not going to exploit that vulnerability, okay, to everybody in the world, and then, you know what I mean, cause greater wounds. She's gonna like love on that and cuddle that at night and like hold him close, and like there's gonna be some real passion and intimate moments where that connection can be real, right? And where your heart chakra can open up, and that heart chakra, that energy opening up is warm, physically warm. When you put your body on another person's body and your heart actually has that space to open up because it's supported and loved, is some of the most intense energy that you can experience. You have to breathe through it and lean into it, because wow, it is so powerful that I don't know how else to explain it, but I really hope and pray that everybody gets to. All right. Unfortunately for me, my masculines have been too, I've been in my spiritual awakening for a while now, and you know, I have been able to open up my heart chakra, but my masculines have not, and so I have experienced that very short-lived, but very short-lived, like, because that pushback, you know, like that was that learning process for me, because I would attack with like when they were at that awakening part, and like realizing that when all of those insecurities were coming up for my masculines during these times, I took my spiritual knowledge and was like, boom, I'm gonna rescue you. This is what you gotta do, and this is what you gotta do, and the blah 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 blah, running at the fucking mouth, right? And not stepping back into my own fucking place and allowing them to have that space. Okay, and so yeah, you know, and like I'm so thankful for those experiences, you know, because I know this next time that I personally go through that I will be at a healthy place to make that work, and that is, and when I attract that masculine that's like my masculine, my masculine that's ready for that, my true masculine, right? That he's going to be in that energy and healthy this time. So yeah, hey y'all, that's that. And I did something, okay? I pulled some channeled messages, and I don't do this often because I really feel like it's that's personal to go into somebody like that, right? But I really felt like, this is anonymous, right? This is for the greater collective. You either identify with it or not, or we're not. I'm not telling you to comment on my page and exploit your boyfriend and be like, oh, that's totally blah 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 and blah 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 blah. Don't do that, right? Remember we just talked about that. Don't exploit their vulnerabilities. But in an honest way, I'm gonna pull some cards that illustrate what is going on with the masculine right now, okay? And this really clarifies it all. Like, seriously, everything this reading said, okay? I'm just gonna read them and then be done. I'm not gonna go into it any further than that. So that'll conclude. I love you, my soul collective, my collective soul. Here we go. I need to figure myself out. It's all too much. Will you leave me like the rest? Will you leave me like the others? Okay. They have hurt me. I can't express myself. Why do I feel this way? Here's the push. This is the push card. I'm going to push away. So don't be surprised if your masculine goes into a period of discovery, a hermit mode. It's necessary. Don't wait for me, please. If he realizes, if he can step into that energy, he'll be back. Right? I love all of you. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentler with those around you. Hold them up. Lift them up. Don't push them down. Don't exploit their vulnerabilities. Don't put this shit on Facebook. Leave it off your front page. Okay? Don't call up your girlfriend and be like, oh my God, can you... I gotta say that more than that. This shit's private shit. Okay? And, yeah. Enjoy your Saturday. I'm gonna go meditate in the gardens here at NDSU because it's right across the street. And I don't know. Hey, I'm gonna take y'all. I've brought you to a couple gardens now, but there's so many more in this community, some more parks and other places that I like to go. So I will be this summer taking you along to some great meditational. We're gonna do some field trips to some great locations this summer, and I'm also starting a paid membership collective here where you can pay a small monthly fee and get some additional content. Okay, and I'm for a limited time. I think until it gets to be too much burden for me, a private reading for those that join each month. Okay, so you'll get a more specific, tailored, channeled message for the collective, right? Because it's a paid members collective. There'll be fewer people involved in it, so the energy will be more like more personalized. All right, so we'll get 4 of those additional a month, and then a private reading from me. Also, there will be that a more direct dialogue with me and those members of that collective, a venue for us to share a group chat and yeah, and help each other through whatever we're going through in a really private way, for those that choose to join. So yeah, look for that in the next few weeks, okay? Because yeah, it's happening, okay? Like this is where we're at in the collective, right? We are those of us that are going to continue to move forward on this journey of like self-discovery, self-actualization, right? To be able to then be those spiritual warriors, right? Remember what the spiritual warrior is, right? That is those of us that are light workers, the Lumerians, the star seeds, the Pleiadians, the rainbow children, the crystal babies, and all of us that are here as beacons of light on this planet, grid workers, to guide others, right? We are the lighthouse. Look at this. You guys, check out my shirt. Lighthouse Collective. Dude, I found this shirt. Like, what the fuck is up? I gotta look it up and see what it means. But anyway, I like it. I ripped it the fuck up because I like to do that. But, yeah. We're lighthouses, okay? And sometimes this can be a very isolating journey because you don't see two lighthouses really very often standing to each other, okay? So, because you don't need that, right? They need to be scattered in order to heal. So once we have mastered self, when we've done that, so we realize that the spiritual warriors, we're fighting a war here, okay? And that war is plain and simple. It is against fear and ignorance, right? It's a lack of understanding, and all things that are negative manifest from that. So with knowledge, that's the light, that's our weapon. Light is knowledge, and the love is, right? So with that love and light, that knowledge as our weapon, and that self-mastery, we move forward and are able to help out and others and resolve karmatic debts for the greater collective, which is huge, because we're taking, when we're doing that, not for ourselves but for the collective as a whole, we are resolving karmatic debt on a larger scale, huge larger scale, and that's pushing us through and lifting that consciousness to a higher vibration. Okay, have a fucking great day. I'm sorry I have a potty mouth, but I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. It's just who I am. So yeah, that's how I express myself. But I love you, and I don't think I have said that enough lately. I used to say it to you guys weekly, but I want you all to know that we all deserve that unconditional love for the simple fact that we are here on this planet. Okay, so a lot of us didn't get that from our families, okay? But I have unconditional love for all of you, purely because you exist. We all deserve that. Outside ego, that's the only true and constant state of being, is love for one another. So, holding it up, having a great day. Bye, guys. Don't forget to meditate.